This is breaking news.
Welcome to Illustrate Radio.
Never mind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James, bitch.
The one and only, the original.
Illustrate Radio now.
I was born by the river. I was shaking that ass, bending over, popping pussy. I was making that cash. Bring that ass here, boy. Turn it up. Fuck you, man.
What's up, you guys? Happy Wednesday. If you're in here with us, you are definitely in the place to be. It's Illustrate Radio. I am your host, T. Gray. You know I already got my super round brown co-host with me. Lucky, what's up, girl?
How you doing, beautiful? I'm okay. I'm sitting here. Look, my mouth is a little stiff because I got toothache, so I'm gonna be talking a little scripted today.
Oh, I'm sorry about your toothache.
Yeah.
You put some clove oil on it?
No, but I am now that you said something.
It works. It, of course, does not taste fantastic.
I don't care about the taste, you know.
But it'll numb it, and that's just a holistic way to take care of it. In the meantime, put it around your gum.
Taken care of.
It'll numb it. At least get you through the night. Tomorrow, whenever. I'm sorry you're not feeling good. Yeah, y'all. DJ Stiletto will be in with us shortly. We got a dynamic guest tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. You already know we got to take care of this church business before we get started with anything. So make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe if you're on YouTube. Make sure that you're following us at Illustrate_radio on Instagram. Hop on your Roku, you guys, because if you miss us here, you can catch us there every Wednesday at 8. We're on all streaming platforms, iHeartRadio, WEMS Radio. We on the app. We up north. We in the south. We in the east. We in the west. You can't miss us. You can't miss us. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing going. We're going to start off with My Love Ann. So today's love and is love and the natural me. I had this conversation, you guys, with this chick earlier, and we was just bullshitting around because just so happens at my job, everybody had locks today. Everybody was on natural shit today. And I realized that sometimes people have this assumption that because you're natural or because you have locks or whatever the case may be, that it makes you more grounded, that it makes you more human or more humble or more woke or more whatever. No, the fuck it don't. No, the fuck it don't. And stop trying to get me to live up to them goddamn assumptions. Okay. I'm not that. Okay. I'm not that. And I don't feel bad about not being that because I'm wholeheartedly secure in being me. But I just realized that we really, in our minds, have this other mental standard that we hold people accountable to when they're natural. And I don't know if it's a disconnect, the same as when Black people have this light skin, dark skin race and interracial thing happening in their own selves. I don't know if it's that, but definitely I've noticed now, clearly from having locks this long, that there's definitely a disconnect. Like just because my sis sitting beside me, maybe she still do go get a touch up every 6 weeks. Maybe she do, but I did in my mind, it doesn't make me think and or feel that she's less than or that she's not as woke or she's not as in tune or she's less Black. Like I cannot resign to that thought process. And I realized that and I've seen it in women. I don't know if men, because me and men don't talk here, but I've seen a lot of women in their conversations. I've heard rather a lot of women in their conversations, some of the things that they say in their expectations or what their assumptions are on a sister because she's natural, because she got locks, because she got her fro out. Like it's sisters with frozen locks that will still rob you the fuck blind. It's sisters with frozen locks that will still steal your nigga. It's sisters with frozen locks who like I can't, not to say that we shouldn't all look at each other like we're amazing. We should, but I just really don't want to be put into this category. And it's nothing wrong if you think I'm fantastic. I'm not saying that I'm not, but don't make it as if because I'm natural that I'm here and that a woman who's also of the same complexion that I am is here because she's not. Like that's what we've done to ourselves and to each other for so long with the light skin, dark skin thing. And I just feel like it just is a breeding ground for separatism. It's a breeding ground to keep us from not just coming together and being cultivated. And I don't think no woman or no man should be judged by what you do or don't put in your hair, what you do or don't put on your skin, whether you got a full face of makeup every goddamn day or you don't, whether bitch you got lashes or bitch you don't. Like some days you're gonna get this. Some days, you know, you're gonna get this. Some days you ain't goddamn. Okay, if you follow my Instagram long enough, you see some days you're not. But I don't want to be judged by that. And I don't want the assumption to be that, oh, you're this or you're that. No, at the end of the day, I'm T Gray. At the end of the day, that's Michelle. At the end of the day, that's Kim. At the end of the day, that's Ebony, whatever else black girl name. Like, don't put these stigmas on each other, you guys. Don't begin to have this mindset of you're lesser than or less than. Like, you don't know what sis went through with her hair or where she is in her mind. Like, I'm kind of just over that. I don't want to live up to your woke ass standards, y'all. I don't. I just want to be T Gray, and I just want to love the hair that I have at the moment. I might chop this shit off and put on a lace front tomorrow, and I don't want to be judged for it. So, I guess the message is: one, love the skin that you're in, and then don't judge other people by it, especially not women. We got enough people looking at us, judging us from top to bottom all day, every day. We don't need to add it. We don't need to add to it. We don't need to add to it.
So you know I'm gonna come counteract that, right?
That's fine.
Because you're right. There shouldn't be a standard. I don't think anyone should have expectations of everyone. But I'm going to tell you this: that you are connected through your hair. Like that's a scientific fact. As far as people of hue, your hair is connected to nature. That's why our hair grows up towards the sun, and it does have electric charge and static energy. However, not every person is woke, including myself, because I am not woke about a lot of shit either. However, when I wore my natural hair out, I did feel like I was just more connected and more at peace with self and other things. So it's not just about the knowledge and all of that other stuff. It's more so just you embracing your natural self and how good that feels to do that and having that light to do so. But expectations, now I don't have expectations of nobody. I just feel like, what's better for you is better for you. And chemicals technically are not. So it's not that I'm better than, it's just more so respecting the process of both. And I understand that. All right, we're gonna get into it. My bad. I ain't mean to charge in, but I just want to let you know that you are magical. Your head
that's the thing. It's not that I'm saying that I'm not.
Motherfucker.
You know what I mean? Like I can dig the energy thing. I wholeheartedly haven't cut my locks for that particular reason. I understand the kind of energy that I'm carrying around in my hair, but I just feel like certain sisters look at other sisters like in a negative light because of their hair. And meanwhile, my nails is done. You ain't talking about this gel feel like I just got, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like it's like pick your battle in which you choose is pro black or not. Like I don't think that because I have locks that I'm pro black. I am pro black. If I cut my hair off and I'm bald, I'm pro black. If I get these braids, I'm pro black. If I do a protective style and I want to wear a lace front, I'm pro black. And I don't think that women should tear another woman down because they're not what they feel is natural. Up underneath these wigs, these bitches natural as fuck.
Tell about it, because I mean that's exactly how I be with my cornrows. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get right into my segment, Just My Luck. Just my luck that I'm gonna get. Pull up. See, you Play too much. Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna jump right into it because I have no problem with that as well. It's all love. It's all love. Because maybe he stepped away to the bathroom and he thought he was about to have a long conversation, so it's all clutch. Okay, well, it's just my luck that I've been coming across a lot of people with a lot of problems, and we just keep pointing fingers, men versus women. And I am tired of having this argument. Where is the call of action or call to action? When are we going to stop pointing fingers, stop placing blame, stop accusing, stop calling names? I want all of that shit to stop because we both know that we have a responsibility. And men, I know that y'all are in a certain light right now. We've been dogging y'all for years. But as our protectors, we humbly need you all to just be a little bit more humble with us, right? And a little bit more patient for us to meet you at the table and address us with more so a solution than always subjecting us to the problem or always trying to be right in an argument and to prove us wrong. Because y'all know how I'm very big on that. Listen to understand, listen to learn, and retain, not to be right or wrong. If you have to listen or talk to prove either one, you're already wrong in the argument and no one is listening because at the end of the day, you're pointing fingers. And the moment that you're sitting there pointing fingers at us, you're also shedding a light on your own character. I always say that if you feel triggered, you're the one holding the gun as well. So let's try to have a little bit more grace with one another. Also, women, have a little bit more grace with yourselves and know that there is a lot of work to be done. And men, please stop highlighting all of the issues within our culture or within us, women as well. But I'm talking to our men because I've been seeing more men do it lately than anybody else, right? Y'all know I am team human, okay? I'm team us all day long, especially for my Nubian men. And I am coming to you as a humble person to say, please take it a little bit easy on us. We don't need to be fat back cows and all of that other shit just because we're trying to understand. If you give us, or if you start from a humble place as well, or you start from a calm place, and I'm not saying be it, because sometimes being humble gets taken in the wrong way. Just breathe, have a little bit more patience. If you really want us to receive and learn and engage, you can't come at us like that because we are emotional beings. You all are logical thinkers. You think logic, we think emotion. So while you want us to receive what you're saying, and you might be making logic sense, but the moment you put a name, like I respect Kevin Samuels on some terms, not saying that he never called anybody out his name, but there's been plenty of conversations where he really had heart to heart with women and tried to get them to genuinely understand because he really wanted change. I'm starting to think that some men don't want that because the amount of shit that you all put on it back to back constantly. And women, stop giving them content. That's another thing too. Please stay off the internet. No, he not about to pay for you and your 30 friends to go out to eat. No, he ain't about to buy all your kids McDonald's because they ain't all his kids. No, and no, and no. Stop having all these high expectations when you are not putting out what you want to receive anyway. Have you taken you and your 13 friends or 20 friends out to dinner and treated y'all? No. So then why would you expect the man to? Now I can count on one hand. I have had homegirls who we go out, they paying for everybody to go. It's not expected, but that's just what that's just how we treat each other accordingly. But if you haven't done it for yourself or for your own group of friends, please stop having them high expectations. I guess the gist of just my luck is, can we just stop the arguing and come to some kind of solution and call to action? That's what I really would love to see. We need to have more conversations of more healing and helping pushing us forward. Because all this shit we doing is fucking ass backwards and it is annoying. I really took a break off the internet because I'm like, I'm tired of seeing this shit. It even fucked up me posting because I'm just tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it, tired of hearing it, tired of reading it. Now we need some moves to be made. So what we about to do? That's a question that I want y'all to help me answer. What are we about to do? Because call to action needs to be had. And that is it for just my luck. Mm, 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 mm. You there? Okay, now we know he there. All right, cool.
shoulders. All right, you guys. So you already know it is time to jump into spit that ish. Let's see what happens.
Okay. We gonna get it.
We waiting.
We freestyling all night. This illustrator gonna do what we.
I ain't even know to spit that ish music.
It's a little different. It's a little different.
All right, you guys, it's time for Spit That Is Your Entertainment News. French Montana says record labels are taking out life insurance policies on artists and doesn't believe that they're in good faith. So French Montana had a lot to say about this recently in an interview with DJ Academics when he said we was beefing for real. People were like dying and this and that. It was blocking a lot of money. People didn't want to touch you, he added. Somebody gets shot, your rap friends stop picking up, the label stop picking up. It gets crazy. Now that is a hell of a quote. I'm trying to figure out how that. Let's move a little bit faster, you guys. Okay, you're praying on his death. You said you're praying on making millions on this person's death. Although French agreed that labels are realistic. He said you're supposed to have life insurance anyway, but when the label does
and you don't, that's a problem.
Doesn't have one, and you don't have one, that's crazy. So, let me say this. Y'all gonna be probably fucked up with me for saying this, but this is pretty much just what it is. A lot of people negate the fact that when you're in most industries, entertainment, sports, what have you, unless you are your own boss, unless you are signing your checks, I'm not gonna say that these people own you, but you're an investment. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunate. People protect their investments. And you're in an industry where maybe due to your lyrics, due to your surroundings, due to whatever, they could lose their investment. So do I think they're wrong for having a life insurance policy on you? I don't think that they're wrong. However, do I think that this should maybe make you say to yourself, yo, I need some life insurance for myself. I need to make sure that my family is taken care of. I need to make sure that my ducks are in a row. I think that we all should. Like, I've had life insurance since I was 23 years old. I've been a parent since I was young. And that was one thing that I felt like I wanted to always make sure that if anything happened to me, I wanted to make sure my children were taken care of. As you get older, you get more things. You want to make sure your house is paid off. You want to make sure there's that. But when it comes to NFL, NBA, even the people who are in boxing, who are in sports, entertainment, whatever, when you're on a team or when you're signed to someone, Prince had that word slave on his sheet for a reason. It wasn't no bullshit. Like, they're invested into you now. Whether or not they think they own you, can't dab into that. But the reality of it is, you signed something that said that it was okay. You signed something that said that it was okay. Now, if they're in on your death, I feel like them cashing in on your death is no different than the rappers who hop on your album and they get their check too once you gone, because now your album has sky fucking rocketed. Now these songs that never existed on these verses that never was gonna happen, now they happening and everybody's getting a check, everybody's getting paid off of you. So what are you gonna do differently? What are you going to change? What are you going to learn? What are you going to implement? What are you going to be independent? Are you going to make sure you have your shit together? You're going to make sure that you don't have to be on this white man's label so they can't get paid off you. Like, if this is what French is bringing to light, if people didn't know, okay, well, rappers, what y'all going to do now? What's going to be the change? Because y'all keep putting money in these motherfuckers' pockets. They get paid first. Y'all keep putting money in their pocket. Before the life insurance, before you got shot, you put money in their pocket. Before you died, you put money in their pocket. What you gonna do different so they don't get no money out your pocket?
Yeah.
But go ahead, Lucky.
I was gonna say that it would behoove them that to also when you're signing paperwork to know what you're signing, because a lot of times you're so caught up in the matrix you don't even realize what you're signing, right? And you do give them permission one way or another. Someone can't just, well, actually, you can take a life insurance policy out on someone without them knowing. You actually
Mm-hmm.
can do that.
Yeah, you can.
So so with that being said, just make sure that you got your ducks in a row and that you're also covered and that your family is covered. And if they do have one, they have limits and they have certain guidelines and things that you can put into play as well. If someone did something without your knowledge, you just have to be aware of those things. I'm sure there is a law somewhere that protects you as well. But T Gray is right. I do agree that you do have to protect your investment. It just makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's the sad reality of it. Like, I don't think that if you pass and you're on my label, that somebody should cut me a check. That's me, but I don't have no label. I don't have no rappers under me. So, I don't think that. I think that whatever money or proceeds had already come from you working, that, if I want to help, I can. But if I
But if
can't,
y'all
I can't.
and if they still signed to a label, something wrong.
Yeah, but I mean, people think that like the music industry, like I'm not surprised. Like the music industry is so fucking cutthroat. I'm not going to compare it to any other industry, but you hear so many stories of people not getting paid, people contracts is fucked up.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? They
Especially so.
got him in bondage. Gilly the King just the other day was talking about Rick Ross and the contract that he had Meek Mill in, and all these clauses of how Meek can get paid, and if he didn't, circumvent Ross and start fucking with somebody else, he wouldn't even have no income. Like, niggas out here don't give a fuck. So if French is bringing light to this, first, don't get shot. But second, think about, think about these things. Young rappers, young dudes out here trying to make it. Think about these
You
things.
thinking what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we gonna get into some other deadly shit. Um, a YouTuber, you guys, was forced to carry a dead fetus due to a Texas abortion ban. Everybody knows that just, a month or two ago, Roe versus Wade was reversed. So abortion laws have been changed all over the country. They're now up to the state, and different states have banned abortion. Um,
She was told that she had a miscarriage.
yeah.
She went for a 6 week checkup. Everything was good to go, and then 7 weeks they told her it was a no go, and they said that she would have to get a second ultrasound. That is wild. In order for her to get it, and then later on she found somebody to eventually do it. This is
I'm
just
sad.
yeah, it is sad because I know like who first of all it has health effects, of course, but it also has spiritual effects. And those sometimes your spiritual or your um your mental is affected by doing this. You know that your baby is gone and you have to
Hmm.
walk around with that. Like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah. And so what she said was, this is her direct quote, that I get so angry that I was treated this way because of laws that were passed by men who have never been pregnant and never will be. Um, she told her YouTube followers that she's frustrated and that she feels like women deserve better than that. And it doesn't matter what side of the fence you want to sit on. Laws like this affect all women, regardless of what situation you're in, and it's not right. So I wholeheartedly agree. Um, I wholeheartedly agree. I was just having a conversation the other day with someone, not about abortion laws, but just about the fact that we casually gloss over the fact that this country was built on a male's perspective, a male's agenda, a male's mindset. Um, if you want to go back however many thousands of years, if you want to go back to the Bible, it's always been what men have said, what men have done. Um, And I think that when it comes to this Roe versus Wade, like this is like the ultimate slap in the face to women. We've had to fight for every single thing. We had to fight to work. We had to fight to vote. We gotta fight to get paid the same. You gotta fight, 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 fight. Now I can get raped in certain states, and I gotta fight to not have the rapist child. I can have a baby with my husband, have a miscarriage, and I gotta fight to have the dead fetus removed. Like I feel like it's just I'm tired of women having to fight the battle of what a man's opinion is, what a man thinks, when a man does not have to be a woman, has no clue what it's like. And it's so many books and there's so many things. And I do all these shows, these podcasts, groups of dudes who always want to say, y'all think, y'all act, y'all did. How could you possibly know? How could you possibly know, fellas? When did you wake up a woman? Would when? And this is not a knock against trans women, anything like that. When did you wake up a woman to know what I'm thinking? To know what the woman beside me is thinking, is feeling, is going through. Like, and I feel so bad for this woman. I couldn't imagine. And thank God I live in Maryland. But I couldn't imagine you telling me my child is dead. And I'm excited. I'm happy. It wasn't like it was an accident. They wanted this kid. And then that's every day. I gotta think about this every day. Because it wasn't like you got your ultrasound the next day. I gotta think about this every day until. And then you gotta remind me when I get the second ultrasound that my child is still dead. And then you didn't, the first doctor didn't do it. I gotta go to another. Like, I can't imagine. And I wish that men could pass a child through their penis and just understand. I wish I could. I wish I could knock niggas
damn
up.
thing to wish on. You know they can't handle that now.
I wish I could
so-
knock niggas up.
So I have a comment on one of the lives and on my live, and it pretty much said that that is actually common for them to take one ultrasound at 6 weeks or 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, just to establish that you're pregnant. And then by 8 weeks, they just establish whether it's a heartbeat. They usually don't want to see the child, which it makes sense because I experienced that too as well. And I've been told that it wasn't a heartbeat at 4 to 6 weeks, but it could develop into something in 8 weeks. So sometimes they do want to take a second ultrasound to make sure before they tell you that there is nothing null and void. Now I'm not sure what technology is like today because it's been a couple of years since I had kids, but I guess that does make sense. So I guess playing devil's advocate with the law, it could have been a situation like that and then it taken out of context to this level now. Or it really could have been that. But at 7 weeks, they usually don't want to tell you, or even at 6 weeks, they don't want to tell you. So the person who told her that actually shouldn't have told her that until 8 weeks, because you never know what can change in the in between. So, yeah. But you're more so in the health field, so you'd enlighten us a little bit.
I think that every pregnancy is different. Every pregnancy is different. When I was pregnant with my second child, she was twins, but it was twins at first. And I did lose one of them, but it was so early on that I didn't have to necessarily deal with the negative effects. It was like almost like my body kind of reabsorbed it. Weird shit. But
I heard that too.
yeah, like I just everybody is different. And I timing wise, because she was right smack dab in the middle at 7 weeks, is it possible to have heard a heartbeat versus not? That is like 50-50. But can it happen? Yes. My last kid, like I know we heard her heartbeat at 9 weeks, and the doctor was like astonished. And I'm like, she's a loud kid. She's going to be loud. 9 years later, she's still loud as fuck. Swear to God. But you can visually, you could see the flutter. Like my first ultrasound was like a month. You could see the
The flutter.
flutter. You know what I mean? But even with what the standard is, every state say something different. Every state has their own rules, and I think this is just more so um, time to just pay attention to what's changing, because for them to change Roe versus Wade, for them to allow some of the voting blocks that they have, um, the world is not moving forward. You guys, is moving backward. So I feel fucked up, yeah, for her, but then I also feel fucked up for us as a whole, because then I feel like what's next? Voting laws, abortion rights,
Man, I'm
everything.
tired of saying what's next, and I'm ready to get proactive. I'm
Yeah,
ready to look. I'm ready to
right.
take better care of my body, be more in tune with self. Because until we get into, we cannot ask for what we don't get, what we don't give. We are asking these lawmakers for everything to direct us with our whole life. We need to take our shit back ourselves and make sure that we're doing everything in our powers to be proactive. So, although things are changing, it's regressing. It's also going to make sure that it holds us more accountable on our bodies and stuff like that outside of situations like incest or rape or molestation. Those types of situations are, to me, are more urgent and way more critical and require a lot. But on the flip side, as far as those, us just being proactive and make sure that we're taking better care of ourselves and that we're doing our due diligence on our end and to change these laws and to take steps to move into a different direction. So, but we could talk about this all day.
All day long, but it's time for the
But
hot
this
take. Oh, it's time for the hot take.
yeah.
Let's get into it.
Hot take.
Let's get into it.
Give me hot take.
All-
Uh,
Are we clear? All right, you guys. So tonight's hot take guest is Sam Boro, entertainment management, brand talent management at Top View. You guys, we can't wait to have him on. He has been working his ass off. Young dude doing this thing. Come on in.
welcome.
What's good? What's good? Appreciate y'all for having me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining us here on Illustrate Radio. So, Top View is doing this thing with brand management for entertainers and then also athletes as well. You seem to be so young. How did you get into this, and where is it about to go, young man?
Um, well, I started it as a media platform, really just trying to create something to put my friends on. Like I feel like all my friends like they just all did dope stuff, you feel me? So from like artists to athletes, and I'm like, shit, how can I create a platform to really put everybody that I be around on? And then really I'm from the Midwest, so Indianapolis really don't got an entertainment outlet at all. So I was like, we don't got a complex con, we don't got to say cheese, we don't got a, you know what I'm saying, lyrical lemonade. So I'm like, we need something here. So that's kind of how it started.
And where'd you say you were from? The
And
Midwest where?
uh, I'm originally from Nairobi, Kenya, but I live in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, that's dope. So who are some of the artists and stuff that you currently work with now?
So one female artist named Taylor Hall, another artist named Mello YTO, and then one other artist named OCC Tay. And then we're currently working with a couple of athletes on the top esports side.
Oh, I would love to hear more about that too. So what about the sports side? Could you give us a little bit more insight, or do you have to kind of keep that under the hush hush a little bit?
Yeah, so we started the business about, I don't know if it's loud. I'm in the studio right now. Uh, but
Nah, it's not like we can hear you perfectly.
we opened it up about 8 months ago. Our first athlete that we signed was uh Jalen Hooks. He's actually uh a junior going into his senior year of high school. He played for Donna Academy, so he's going into his senior year, so excited to see whether he goes back to Donda this year or decides to come back somewhere in Indianapolis and then see where he goes from there.
Oh, that's lit. I gotta get those artists list again. You're gonna have to send that to me to DM so I can make sure I follow all of the
Yeah,
information too.
I got you for sure.
Thanks.
So Uptown King chimed in and said, "Where are your clothes at?" So you also have a clothing brand. Tell everybody about your brand and where they can find it.
Yeah, so this is actually some of the merch right here. So this is the top view. This is we have a couple things that we're about to drop. So August 5th, we are doing our first like actual drop. We've had the clothes for a long time, and really the back says motivational purposes only. So our old tagline was kind of like inspire to inspire others. So like here we're kind of like the forefronting like company and people that are really like putting artists on. So um it's the young people are taking over right now. I just
Yeah,
feel like
I'll take it over.
yeah. And in Indianapolis, I just feel like there wasn't that many people who can even like the biggest thing is the results, like show results of like, okay, people say they're managers and the managers here are a lot older than they turn into artists. So it's kind of conflicting. And then it's like 20 years doing it, being in the industry is like, how many people's lives have you impacted? Like, what have you done? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you let your actions speak. So with the clothing brand, where do you see you taking it as far as I know you said August 5th, y'all have something that y'all are gonna drop, but
Yeah.
like where do you plan on taking it to the next level, like a fashion show? Do you see you working with another cross brand? That type of thing.
Yeah. I would say with the right now with the clothes, I really just I'm into like fashion and everything. I really just want it to be like something like comfortable that anybody can wear anywhere, whether it's a business meeting or whether it's outside. Like I hate corporate, like I hate just corporate, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why can't you come into a business meeting looking fresh and feel good? You play good, you feel me?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. So what about the
So you
fashion show thing? Are we going to get a fashion show soon?
Uh I'll never say no, but maybe in the future.
Okay.
Maybe in the future for sure.
so you said you're from where again originally?
Nairobi, Kenya. Um
Have you taken any of your brand, your management, or your clothing to Kenya?
So that's kind of where everything started. I want to use the U.S. as a blueprint, obviously because they're just so far advanced, and then honestly, just take this whole blueprint and like impact people's lives there. So I'm going back this year, so it's part of the plan.
Oh, that's lit. Kenya, from what I hear, it's a beautiful place, full of
Yeah,
culture and everything.
sure.
Do you do you planning on doing any kind of development or anything there, like she said, with your brands? So you said you're
Yeah,
gonna go back. So when you go back, what are you gonna do? What are your plans when you go back?
yeah. Honestly, yeah. So it's so crazy. About like 5 years ago, I wanted to start a school there, and uh my dad was like, because my dad does a lot of different business down there. He just like, just wait, you know what I'm saying? Just wait. Don't be so, because I'm always just antsy. He's like, don't be just jump right into it and dump all this money when you can do it organized and really have a lot of different ways that like the government can help fund it and just structure instead of just going crazy. You feel me?
I think building a school, I don't know why I kind of felt that because as soon as she asked a question, I was like, I wonder what he's going to do in Kenya. And that's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing. What a way to give back because you said you are big on inspiring to inspire others. And what greater way than to inspire somebody and some basically our future engineers, our future rappers, our future everything, getting them into music and those types of things. I think that it would be a beautiful idea. And I am so proud of you for being so young to think about looking back and bringing them forward with you. That is like totally awesome.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
So I wanted to ask you something. You had tapped on something a little bit earlier when you were talking about getting into management and how some people in the area that you're in now, they do the management thing, but then they want to be an artist, and it's kind of the back and forth, and just, I guess, no streamliner or what have you. What is it about what you do that sets you apart as a brand management from all those other people?
I'll say first is results. I always stand on that. From the artists that we've worked in the past, like their lives have dramatically changed from the time we came into it in a positive way to the time we left. And the second thing is like, a lot of people know about me or know me, but like I always stay in the background, so I don't really care about like trying to be the face of everything, which attention is big nowadays. So I just rather make be a playmaker in the background. You feel me?
Sort of like your success equals you already know, like your shine, and you don't need to like literally be in the light itself. We can feel that.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that you faced as a manager and starting a branding company?
Um, at the beginning, I used to tell myself like, this year's gonna be the year I'm gonna make it. This year's gonna be the year I'm gonna make it. So being patient is the biggest thing, because it's not like you just wake up one day, even like from the big things that have happened, like you don't just wake up one day and make it, you know what I'm saying? You wake up every day and just get a little better, you feel me, bump your head and try not to make the same mistakes. So I would say being patient.
That's lit.
That's definitely a lesson for life, you guys.
Patience.
Yeah, just having patience in building. So I swear to God, it is hard because we want so much, especially if you're a visionary and you wake up with 10,000 things in your head. Sometimes you can't even get it all down on paper, or like it's so much. It's like, but you want to see all those 10,000 things come to fruition.
So,
So
and
I definitely understand.
And that was my
Um,
biggest problem. I wanted to do everything like I'll be pushing 10 sleds, but they'll all be halfway done instead of just trying to knock one thing at a time.
Mm.
yeah, definitely. So, are there some people that you work with that we will be familiar with on a national level?
Um, Currently, I would say national level, no, but that's kind of my next. I was watching the interview you guys had before, and that's kind of my next step. Is like I want to take an artist from literally from ground zero and break them global. So some of our
Mhm.
artists have done like they're young artists, been reached out to almost every single label since they were 15 to 18, and then even distribution companies. So I would say like trying to learn the balance between like investing, and it's all a business. So as long as a deal benefits everybody and people are smart about how they go into it, I don't think it's necessarily a bad deal.
Okay. How do you scout like for your talent? Like what are some of the things like somebody wanted to be seen or to reach out to y'all or to figure out like how can I make them a part of my team? What are some of the things that you look for or what is your kind of your technique in finding talent?
Um, the first is no matter what you do, your product has to be good. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do, you
He
have
said
to,
it has to be good. So don't think don't think auto tune gonna save your life.
you know, like you try to cut corners, like work on your craft, you know.
Yeah.
And the second thing is like hard work beats talent every single time. So I've seen a lot of talented people like let let their ego or their talent try to push them to the next level, and I've seen those same people fail. So I'll say hard work, product being good, and then really like your brand. Like you have to be a personable person. Like I'm big on relationships, so relationships are like what carries the whole business and foundation.
Mm, that's lit.
Definitely, that's big in these industries, and I think sometimes people overlook that piece. Um,
The hard work
the hard work part, but then also the relationships
part.
that you build, um, and so-called the burning of the bridges and things like that, and when to humble yourself and when not to. These are rules and lessons that you got to learn as you go. One, I can appreciate that you're young and you're learning this stuff now. Like I can only imagine where you might be in 10 years, but I'm sure you've probably thought about it. So where would you like to see your business and what you're doing in the next 5 to 10 years? What's your vision for yourself?
I'll say in the next 5 years, I want Tavi to be the biggest impactful talent management company in the Midwest. So
Mm.
we're not necessarily trying to scale up on the amount of people, but like we're trying to like double down on like how many people can we really impact in a positive way.
Hmm.
So the most impactful talent management company in the whole Midwest in the next 5 years.
I think that's awesome as well. Do you think breaking through in the US industry versus like I think it might be easier to transition internationally if you take it back to Kenya. For me, right? This is just my opinion. It's easier to bust because like in Jamaica, it's the same thing. You bust in Jamaica first. Well, technically you might bust overseas in England. You might bust in Africa, depending on where it is. Before you actually reach to the US, the world wants to see you first. So do you think that that transition might be a little easier or more difficult here? Because you said technology is more advanced, but I
Yeah.
think making connections might be.
Um, that's a good question. I'll probably say I've been trying to double down on just what we're doing right now. So right now, I'll probably say the U.S. because there's a lot I don't know. So just like bumping my head and failing, and then picking the ball back up and running with it. I feel like the United States game is giving me a good platform. I have a lot of good relationships here. So once I can keep proving the proof of concept here, it'll be easy to go over there and be like, look what we did here in America. So like let's jump on board and get to it.
You think that just it's because you're like more comfortable here and you are more aware, like you said, of the transitions and everything that's going on here.
Yeah, that's probably the best answer. I think.
Yeah, cool.
So you're in the studio right now. What y'all doing? What y'all doing in here?
Well, I'm currently outside the studio, and then I have an artist, Mellow YTO. He actually drops a single this the 29th. He's in there recording.
Shoot, we might have to. I'm about to say, can you
Can
give
we
us
get a sneak peek?
a little sneak peek, a little something, something? Or
We
maybe,
won't tell nobody.
but
Oh yeah, I got y'all. What? Yeah, I got y'all.
okay.
But as soon as I get it this week, I'm gonna send it to y'all. I got y'all.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So by you being, I guess, in a management role, how do you differentiate what you have to do with an artist versus an athlete, or is it pretty much all the same for your role?
Um. Well, right now, I would say our other team really has been the forefront of the top view athlete side, but like I think with that, whether I always tell my team whether it's models, athletes, artists, or even photographers, it's kind of the same blueprint. It's just like I feel like with athletes, it's corporate entertainment. So since their college or the NBA, whatever it is, may put them on a big platform, there's so much more restrictions. You know what I'm saying? To where
Mhm.
an artist blows up and he gains his own following and he has his own Instagram. Nobody can tell him like you can't post out. It might hurt them in the long run, but like they can kind of do whatever they want. So I'll probably say the rules.
Mm. Hold on, I had to
So
put
a
it.
portion of what you do is also PR then.
Yeah, like we're big on marketing. I feel like that's what really has drove our brand. It's like media runs the world right now. If you're a company and you're not doing media, I don't know how long you're gonna stay in the game, to be real.
So, how do you stay updated on like all the different trends and tools and things that you should use? Like, what is your learning go to or something that you do to kind of keep your knife sharpened?
Uh, I would say I'll say definitely keeping younger people around me and like being open to like I feel like ever since even I was like 19, like 15-year-olds, like Gen Z, they are like the next generation. So like their ideas might seem far fetched until they do them. So keeping young people around me, but just being open minded too.
Iron sharp as iron.
That's big, yeah. That's that's big because a lot of times when you're building a brand or when you're growing, the first question a lot of people ask you is your demographic. You know what I mean? And I feel like that question is made to one, I can get how it makes you feel, but I feel like it also scales you down mentally. You know what I mean? Because if my demographic is only 30 to 55, I feel like, but somebody 25 might get this shit. You know what I mean? Somebody
Yeah.
25 might really, really fuck with this. You know what I'm saying? Um, do you feel like there are any parts of your job that really put limitations on what you do or what you can do, or do you just break through those limitations?
Um, I'd say the biggest thing about I'd say the biggest thing about being an entrepreneur every day is like you versus you. So like
Mm.
if we make decisions, which we do every day, is based on like us double thinking whatever we were thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
questioning our own selves. So it's like I've been big ever since I started. Like if I walk in a room and I can't dress how I want to dress, you know, I can't speak how I want to speak, whether it's in the street or in the streets, like you're gonna get the same me every single
Industry,
time. And I feel
industry.
like
I like that.
people respect people respect being real and just being you at all times. So I'll just say whatever industry you're in, I'll just say be yourself. You feel me?
So I guess my next question is already going to be answered because I was about to say, how do you see your competition? You like, there is none. I don't see. I see me as my competition.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said that, but
Okay, see that's and you know what? I like you because that's genuine. That's genuine.
I'd be lying. I play sports all my life, so I look left and I look right, and like the people like I even named earlier, some of those platforms that are really doing it. Like I like to see, okay, that platform's doing this platform's doing this. Let's take it all. I'm competitive, and business is a sport, so
Mm,
it's numbers.
I like that.
Yeah.
But you're still in competition with yourself too, though.
Oh yeah, nah, facts. I'm definitely that. Me first. Me first for sure. For sure. For me for sure.
So
I like that. I love your energy. I think that again, what you're doing is totally, totally, totally super awesome. Um,
I
man,
appreciate it.
please, I'm inboxing you now. Actually, don't forget to tell me about those artists, so I don't forget because I want to make sure I'm listening to all of them. It
Nah, I
seems like
appreciate y'all.
it seems like your talent is really going to be talented because you said first you got to be good.
Yeah. No, they're that. They're definitely that. And even in the short time, like for instance, Taylor Hall, she's only been an artist for 2.5 years, but she's doing some big things. Like just signed a distribution deal, moved out to LA, been living there for 8 months. Like she's going crazy. Along as just like Mello, he just walked past, and then OCC Tay, they're all just turned 18 years old. So they're all gonna go, and we're gonna go. And this is the statement where it's like you're in like a year when you guys are the next big thing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be like, look, you feel me? Remember we talked about that.
remember that time? Yeah.
We
Yeah.
talked about that. Remember?
That time. But I love that. I love that for you. Like I love to see young people be so super passionate and driven in getting the job done.
Yeah.
Like I think that so many times we miss the mark, or so many times we might miss what our calling is. We could we sleep through our passion and not wake up to what the dream is. And so I love to see when you see it, you know it, you fucking go after it. You don't waste no time. Like it is a beautiful thing. And the fact that everybody that you're working with is young and
No,
just what go get us 18, 19, 20. Like it's like I think that that is super dope. I wish that generations prior had the same wherewithal.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll say the same thing about y'all. Like I always tell my team this and everybody around me. It's like young people and women right now are taking over the world. Like from women producers, DJs to like just like
Thank you.
on air, I'm on y'all side. when it comes to when it comes to time to choose what side, like women are taking over the world right now because it's like y'all come together instead of like, all right, what are they doing? All right, you know what I'm saying? So I'll say the same thing about y'all and your show for sure.
I had one more question though about you starting your company, T Gray, but I don't want. I know that you got a question. That you may have a question
Go
too.
ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So starting a management company, because that was something that I've kind of been pulled into, um, but not really wanting to do because I just know talent. So I'm good at like bringing you the talent. Here you go. Here's something that you can do. But people are like, oh, well, you're good with contracts and stuff like that. What were again like one of the first things that you did when starting your management company? Because I know you said that you look left and you look right for towards your competition, but for wanting to someone who's never been in the game, who has no experience, what is one piece of advice that you can tell them?
I'll say one piece of advice that I would tell people when you're starting a company is like really just never give up. Like you only lose as an entrepreneur when you give up. Like you're gonna bump your head every day you wake up. You're gonna put out a fire. So when you wake up
That's what
and you're
being a
running a
manager
business,
is, putting out fires.
that's what I call. I call entrepreneurs, managers, anybody that runs their own business. We're firefighters every day. Like we wake up and solve problems, and the bigger problems you solve and the bigger things you fix, you mean the more money you're gonna get. You feel me? And the more people you're gonna impact.
That's lit. I love all the jewels that you drop. Be patient. Be patient. Never give up on yourself. Keep the no. You said never give up on yourself. Be patient. It was something else. Oh, and also look for your competition, and also wake up and compete with yourself.
Every
That's what it
day.
was. Yeah. Loving all the jewels.
All the
Appreciate
juice.
it.
Yes, yes. So before we get out of here, you guys, I want you to make sure that everybody, before y'all do anything else, you make sure you follow this man, support his brand. Tell everybody where they can follow you, where they can find you, how they can listen to your artist music, how they can get some of these dope clothes. Like,
How they can submit some of their music.
yes, get
Hey,
everybody up on everything top view.
you can follow us at Top View Zero on every platform: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and then my personal Instagram is SamB1 underscore underscore. And if you want to reach out to us, just tap in, and then the merch will be dropping on www.topviewzero.com.
And that's August 5th, right?
August 5th, we're gonna drop August 5th. Yep. Good memory.
Yeah, I'm excited. Now
Yes,
I'm
yes.
gonna look out for it. I'm gonna look out for it.
It's dropping.
Hopefully you ain't get the Kanye prices, you know what I'm saying? But
Nah. It's something for the brand, but affordable too.
yeah, and then you know what you should also do? Get some Klarna. I'm telling you, you get Klarna, everybody gonna support.
Klarna, what's that?
Klarna access. See, I'm about to put you onto something. That's that
What you
payment.
on?
Afterpay and Klarna. Every platform using it, from eBay to Amazon to Nike. Shit, the grocery stores probably, I don't know. Fashion Nova. It allows you to pay in 4 increments, but what Klarna does is that they scout people's credit for you. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll get your money up front, but people are allowed to do by payment. And I want 5% for me telling you this. Okay. All right, cool.
Okay. Talk your business. Okay. Okay, I like that. I need you.
But yeah, that's
Okay.
a good way to also get family members because times are hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel as though everybody, if you don't have it, you should, because again, clearing up and those companies pay you up front, and everyone else gets to make payments free of interest or with interest, and that's how the company makes money. 4 payments, no interest. Anything over 4 payments accrues interest, but again, that's not on you, so you don't have to like get your paid. You
Yeah.
don't get paid in increments. You get paid in full, while the consumer gets to take their time and pay that off. So
Okay. Klarna, you better be sponsoring them here soon. I'm not gonna play with y'all.
I need to get some money from Klarna Afterpay
Yeah,
too. Shit.
No
sponsor,
bullshit, because you just gave them a full on,
yeah, we need a sponsorship.
a
Come on.
full
You know, we're gonna reach
situation.
out to them. We're gonna put this snippet. See how she did?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
look, then we're gonna send them the results of people. Oh, look how many people signed up.
Exactly, because of me, you know.
You feel me? Yep, that's you. I like that.
But I look forward to
Appreciate it.
seeing everything that you drop on Top View August the 5th. I'm definitely gonna be one of them people
I
that show up
appreciate
and support because we love comfortable clothing over here. And you know, you can always feel free to send us a t-shirt or a hat or something, you know what I'm saying, too,
Or
that
three.
we can
it.
support on
Yeah,
the show.
Or three.
yeah. Honestly, send me if you guys send me your address. I'm gonna send you guys something. I appreciate y'all for having me on the show, and I appreciate Herb for reaching out to me and saying hey, you should jump on this platform. I told him about you. So definitely send me your address. You know, I'm gonna throw that oop, but don't worry.
So that alley hoop, you guys the alley hoop.
Everybody got it.
That address, I'm gonna send y'all something for sure. Promise.
Say less.
All right, all right. So, you guys, we will see you all next week. Before we jump up out of here, if you didn't do it at the top of the show, God damn it, do it right now. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe. Make sure that you are here with us every Wednesday. Make sure that you're following us at illustrate_radio. If you missed this whole episode and want to catch some of these gems, you guys, whether it's industry or in the streets, we still illustrate radio. Make sure you get on your Roku, download your 7 on Demand app. You can catch us there Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. And DJ Stiletto, we missed you, but make sure that you all follow her at DJ Stiletto #1. Make sure that you chime into Magical AF Podcast. Make sure that you chime into Sex Talk with T Gray. Don't miss a beat, you guys. We'll be right back here next week on WEMS Radio. This is Illustrate. We out here.
And we're out. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Appreciate you for having me. Thank you.
I was born by the river, I was shaking that ass, bending over, popping pussy, I was making that cat. Bring that ass here, boy. Turn up.